This is Rogers TV. The opinions expressed in the following program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers nor Rogers TV.
Hello everyone, this is your COVID-19 local update. I'm Deborah Hutchison in the Rogers TV studio. Victory Neighbourhood Services, Inc. is a non-profit charity dedicated to helping the youth of Durham region. They too have been affected by COVID-19 but have managed to make it through and are helping more people than ever before. Joining us today via Zoom is Veronica Vernon. She is the founder of Victory Neighbourhood Services. Welcome, Veronica. How are you?
Well, I'm very fine, thank you.
Let's talk about Victory Services of Durham region and what you've been doing throughout not only the pandemic, but also what you've been doing for years now. Let's talk about your food bank campaign for Ajax Pickering.
Yes, well, I was in Jamaica and I came back and I have to hibernate for 14 days. And I said to myself, what can I do to help the community? Because I am very much a community leader. And it came to me that a lot of people is going to need food. So I'm going to put up a campaign for a food drive with Canada Helps. So I start that and there was a great response. So I raised over $2,000 for the food bank for Ajax Pickering. And so that was my first start. And then I say, look at all these kids locked away. How are they going to cope with the problem just locked away when they were not accustomed to that? So I came up with the idea to do a child and youth counseling program. So here I am, have the vision, and how am I going to do it now? So I normally would run a basketball program for the youth in the community, age 4 to 9, and then 10 to 15, July and August. But with the COVID-19, I wouldn't be able to do that. So how do I pay the staff? They help me from the Canada summer job. So I would pay them with the money from Canada summer job. So now I won't be able to do the basketball. So I let them know that I have a vision of doing something else to help the youth during this time. And they said, yes, that's a wonderful idea. So they support me into that. And then I could hire staff to help me, like university students that graduate from child and youth program, and an IT person to help me with the computer stuff. And I have a nice little secretary called Ashvini, and she helped me with the computer work. And so this is how it happened. And I've started working from about April, May on it. And I actually hired the staff June. We've been working together since June, and we have a nice little opening by Zoom and via Zoom, and we were excited about the opening on the 15th of June. So here we are, have this program up and running.
You've been incredibly busy. Let's break this down now. So the food bank campaign, $2,000 from the community. Did it surprise you what you were able to raise? That's quite a significant amount.
No, I wasn't surprised, and I was expecting more, but I am not so versed. I wasn't so versed with the media, because I know if I did send it out to you and to other places, it would be maybe get a lot more. But I just send it out to my email and people that I know and talk to people, and they donate $50. Couple people donate $200, some $100, and I was so excited and I pressed for it. I pushed to make it happen, because I know that the food bank is well in need of it. And they applaud me at the food bank to do such a great work. And so that I turn over the money to the food bank already last week, and now I'm focusing a lot on the child and youth counseling program.
Okay, well, let's talk about the counseling program and how that works, how people can access it.
Yes, there is an email. There is a phone number that you can call direct, a phone line, and I can give that number.
Sure.
That number is 289-482-0484. And we are up and running from 10 a.m. to 4:30. And there is also a text line, because what I noticed, the young people like to do a lot of texting.
Yes, they do.
So we have a text line, which is 289-271-7317. And then we also have the website, which is victoryneighborhoodservices.ca.
What sort of response, Veronica, are you getting to the youth counseling program?
Well, I'm getting quite a bit of phone in, and they can register online. Actually, there is someone to call. I have 3 people for today that I know of. So, I just take it as it go, because we need to get it out there more. And I know that with Rogers TV and this word going out, a lot of people gonna know more about it, and I think we're gonna have an overflow, and we might have to hire more staff.
So, but the federal government then has come to your aid with the Canada Works program
The Canada Summer Job.
This.
Yes. So the Canada Summer Job is going on until August 28th. We start June 1st to August 28th. After that, I need other staff to come on board. So I soon have to start to interview a new set of people to take over from where these students left off. Because most of them is university student.
Right. Okay, let's go on and let's talk about the basketball program over the summer. That's really exciting as well.
Yes, I love the basketball program, because I love to see how the young boys, they excited about it and love to play and keep them off the street, keep them out of trouble. So this is a very high-tech basketball program. And I can't have it this year because of the situation, but I do a virtual basketball, which they stay at their home, and I have the basketball coach that give them the exercise, or what the techniques and how to shoot and all that stuff. So we're having that going on right now, and that is exciting.
What sort of response have you gotten to your virtual basketball program?
Well, I am not happy with the response right now, because I'm expecting lots more to come in. But I believe as we get the word out there, there will be lots more. And another thing is, some of them were doing their schoolwork still at home.
Right.
And now I think everybody's off on holiday now. And I believe once the word is out there and they know about it, it's gonna be exciting and great for a lot of the young people.
Okay, we only have about 5 minutes, and I don't want to say goodbye without also talking about Black Lives Matter, and you've been very vocal, and also about what you think should happen and changes that you think should happen, specifically in response to police response to mental health calls. So let's talk about that as well.
Yes. I am very concerned about the police respond to the mental health wellness. So I believe that there need to be a better protocol in place to deal with these matters. I would say, in order for someone to go and get a mental person, they need to get a mental health expert, and just sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
A mental health expert and a mental health expert to go and deal with the issue, and then the police will come if there is any need for them, because if there is a restraining or so, to keep them stable, and also the ambulance to take them to the hospital. I don't believe the police should be at the forefront to be shooting them down and doing all these crazy things. I really believe that we need a mental health expert to go before to deal with the issue. They just come if it's necessary. And I believe also if we train some police for that service, when there is a call for it, they send out those officers too who knows how to handle mental health issue. This is very important to me.
Have you taken this idea to our elected officials as well, have you not?
Yes, I had a meeting with the MP on Friday via Zoom, Mr. Mark Holland, and I make that request. I said, this is the change we have to do to prevent the killing by the police of these Black youth who have mental issues. I bring it out to him. I needed to go to Ottawa, and I needed to change. I need a change. I need to see the change. So he knows about it just Friday, and I'm speaking out against it now with you, and I know it will go somewhere.
Let's hope so. We only have about a minute left, Veronica, but I want to ask you, why did you found Victory Neighborhood Services?
You know, I've been in the school system, working with my children going to school, and I see the breakdown in the school system, and I see parents working so hard, not paying attention, and their kids fall in the rut. So I believe that if I form something that I could be helping these youth that is backward in their schoolwork and all these stuff, I think that would be a great thing, because this is what I did. I start a youth program where they would come on Friday and Saturday to get help with their schoolwork, to bring them back up to where they should be, instead of falling back and no one to bring them back.
And how can people help? How can they get involved? Nothing is cheap. Everything costs money, and this is not free. So you need help with this. What's your website?
Yes, there's a website, and it's www.victoryneighborhoodservices.ca.
Okay, Veronica, I'm going to have to stop you there. We're out of time. Thanks so much for joining us today. You take care. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, and you also.
Stay with us. More to come after the break.
Yes.
As the Senior Support Coordinator at Durham Regional Police, I have the privilege of working with seniors and the organizations that serve them. Join me, Sergeant Deborah Anderton, along with Constable Daryl Rice on Seniors Talk, as we put the spotlight on the issues that matter most to seniors and their families. Safety, wellness, and family responsibilities are just some of the challenges that we'll tackle on Seniors Talk, only on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to your COVID-19 local update. Another business that has had to reinvent itself, so to speak, throughout COVID-19 is the Petal Popup. Joining us now is Natalie Powell. Natalie, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having us.
We're so excited to talk about something that I think has helped people. It's had a real calming effect, you know, getting back to nature. It's got to be gardening, but with your type of business, this has been quite the challenge. Let's discuss first off what the Petal Popup is and how you used to do things.
Okay, so the Petal Popup started as an event or an experience that we wanted to put out to friends. Indoor. It was all about getting people together to do an experience or do a workshop. My partner and I in the business love flowers, and we love making flower arrangements. And we thought it would be an awesome idea to, for her birthday, actually bring together a group of people for a brunch. And then we would do an activity with brunch that was flower arranging. So we provided all the flowers, all the materials to create and have our guests create their own flower arrangement that, you know, would look something like this that they get to take home. So it was all about, you know, being creative, becoming one with nature, getting your hands into, you know, flowers and touching, feeling, and smelling. And then just the social aspect of it as well. So from there, the Petal Popup was born, and we started to do and host events throughout the GTA within Durham. We would pop up at different spaces, restaurants. We would pop up privately in people's homes to do, you know, bridal showers or, you know, just little get-togethers. So it was all, again, about the social aspect, getting people together to do something different and to connect with nature. And then COVID-19 hit.
How long had you been doing this prior to COVID-19 hitting?
About a year and a half, almost going on 2 years, we were doing our pop-ups.
And the business was really rolling forward.
Absolutely, because it's something new, it's something fresh, and something different. We were getting a lot of business, both privately as well as just at our pop-up registration events. People just wanted to know, you know, what it was and get into flowers. And, you know, you had people who were avid flower lovers and people who didn't know anything about flowers that would come out and experience it. So it was picking up a lot of speed, and we were having a lot of traction.
Yeah, and then COVID-19 hit and you thought, oh no.
Exactly. We had to move quickly to think of ways that we could continue, you know, sharing this experience with our guests. We, you know, just through the first, you know, year and a half or so that we were doing it, the amount of interest that we got or we gained, that right there just told us that we couldn't just stop. So we had to think quickly and move quickly and figure out ways that we can continue, you know, bringing this experience to people. So we actually decided to do virtual pop-ups. And our first one we did actually on Mother's Day. And again, because everything changed so much with COVID-19, you know, people weren't able to get together with their families, get together with their mothers. So we decided to do a virtual pop-up. So we sent out flower kits to all of our guests, and we had, you know, like mothers with their daughters, mothers with their sons, aunts, sisters, that all joined us for this virtual event. We hosted it on Zoom as well. We sent out the floral kits to everybody's homes, and then everybody logged in for our virtual workshop. And it was a great experience having everybody online. You know, we had mothers and daughters that were across the city working together through Zoom, doing this flower arrangement, creating it. It was like putting people together, but virtually. And it was amazing. It was an awesome experience doing that.
And what an awesome idea. What would we do without technology? It has been
right?
a saving factor throughout this entire craziness.
Exactly.
You also had, though, the additional expense then of getting the supplies to everyone that is signed up. How are you working that?
Yeah, so we had to figure out what the logistics were a little bit difficult in the beginning, and it was, getting the supplies and everything were pretty similar to what we would normally do, but now we had to factor in delivery. So it was, delivering 20, 30 flower kits to different people across the GTA. We had to factor that in now. So we partnered with a delivery company, as well as we pulled our own resources. So friends that were available, that were able to do the deliveries for us. And it was just a lot of manpower that we had to pull in to get everybody their flowers. And because we're working with real live ingredients, the time we wouldn't be able to deliver the flowers too early because they have to be in water, and there's those certain floral factors that we have to consider as well. So it was just pulling in a lot of manpower and friends and family, and then as well, like I said, the delivery company that we partnered with in order to get all our kits out the night before the event, so they'd be fresh and ready to go for the morning.
Yes, definitely an awful lot of coordination was required, and planning and logistics, as you said. Throughout COVID-19, a lot of us have had difficulty getting what we needed from stores. Did you have any challenges in getting your supplies?
Not really. We did have a little bit in terms of the types of flowers that we were able to bring in. We at certain times are used to a certain type of flower, depending on the type of year. So we kind of have an idea of the type of bouquets that we will go with, depending on when we're doing our arrangements. So we did have a little bit of difficulty getting our normal May Mother's Day flowers. But again, it was just a matter of pivoting and seeing what was available and what flowers we could get. And then building our arrangements around those particular flowers, because we knew that they would be available and we would be able to get them. So it was just changing things around a little by little, based on what was available. And we were able to make a beautiful arrangement. Beautiful.
Let's talk about, and I've always found, the calming effects of gardening and flowers and the beauty that is nature. Were you getting a lot of feedback to that effect?
So what we've actually done too, as well, is we've introduced indoor tropical plants to our offerings. So we have found, I've always been a plant lover, myself, my partner as well, but we were more focused on flowers until COVID-19, where we just introduced plants, indoor plants, and it was giving people that, that tropical feeling, that feeling of, getting away and just having the plants around, help people to be present. They're very calming as well. So we've introduced our indoor plant series, I guess you can call it, where we offer like a plant like this behind me, a bird of paradise, which has these huge tropical leaves on it. Very low maintenance plants. The snake plant, which I have here beside me, again, very low maintenance, very good for a new plant parent. Plants are very popular and trendy right now, and very Instagrammable. A lot of people are trying to junglify their homes, we find. So again, it's you're indoors, people are indoors, so we're just helping people bring a little bit of the outside indoors, to help with peace of mind and just helping people calm themselves and the situation, and making the situation a little bit easier.
I love that term, new plant parent.
Right.
Because I am one of those people that, as much as I try, one, I can't arrange you think it's easy. It's not. And two, keeping a plant alive. I could raise a kid, but a plant, I don't know. Why is that so difficult for some people?
For some people it is. And there's different species of plants. Some of them are more difficult than others. And some of them are, I say they're a little bit more finicky than others. And you'd be surprised how plants react. And I feel like that is a benefit as well. Like just watching a plant bloom and watching it change and watching it grow is so relaxing. It's so relaxing. It's so therapeutic. But yeah, being a new plant parent, there are certain plants that we would recommend our clients to stick with, just because they require a lot less maintenance, less watering, less light. They're not as particular, and those plants are very easy to maintain. So it's kind of a growth process with plants. You want to start with something easy and then slowly work yourself up to something that requires a lot more attention and more maintenance. But yeah, the plant mom and plant dad thing is very popular. So we find a lot of people that want to become plant parents.
So how can people get in touch with the Petal Pop-Up if they're interested?
Okay, so the Petal Pop-Up, we are available on Instagram. Our Instagram is @the Petal Pop-Up. Our website as well is www.thepetalpopup.com. Those are the two easiest ways, as well as email. We can be emailed at info@thepetalpopup.com as well.
Okay, we've only got another couple minutes left, but let's get into how this idea was born again.
Okay.
It's such a novel, wonderful idea.
It was very spur of the moment. I get my partner Lori, it was her birthday. She's born in July, so summer month, and we were getting a bunch of girls together for her 40th birthday, and we decided that we were going to have a brunch at the Pickle Barrel, actually in Ajax here, and in Pickering. But we wanted it to be more than just brunch. So we were brainstorming on activities that we could do to get the girls interacting with each other, socializing, kind of like an icebreaker type of thing.
Right.
So we started off with the typical icebreaker type of activities that you do, and then we decided, because we both love flowers, that we would try to arrange for our guests to do a flower arrangement, to make a flower arrangement, and we would host and walk them through the process of making a flower arrangement. So we went out, we bought all these supplies, the flowers, the snips, the greenery, and the containers to make the arrangements. We brought everything there, and we surprised the guests with this activity after we actually had brunch. And it was a complete hit. Everybody loved their flower arrangements when they were done. Some people came in and were like, they've never, ever, made a flower arrangement. They never thought that they would be able to do it. And they were so fulfilled walking away with a beautiful flower arrangement. And the good thing about it is it's something that they created themselves. So part of our philosophy is, we don't want you to create what we've made. So if this is an example that we bring to one of our events, you're not trying to duplicate this, and we're not trying to teach you to duplicate this. You're going to create something using
Natalie,
these
I'm going to have
powers.
to stop you there. We're almost out of time. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll have to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay. And thanks to all of our viewers. Until next time, I'm Deborah Hutchison.